What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
When people watch The Hate You Give, what do you want them to walk away with? Because I know everyone has a slightly different feeling.
Well, I mean, white people crying actually was the goal. It was the goal.
Well, this is probably PR that Disney did not need or want for a show that's not going to do well. But it's typical of the, and par for the course. Amanda Stenberg makes a disgusting anti-white racist statement on a late night talk show. And will this guy, Sir Bob Iger, now do anything about it? Will he basically tell her to apologize? Or will he just ignore it? Or will he maybe let them burn until they're gone? Okay? I mean, these are the questions I think need to be answered or asked, because this is disgusting. Okay? It's not like the show didn't need to get any worse press than Charlie Barnett and his stupidity, and of course the showrunner and her ugly misandry towards George Lucas and her utter ignorance of the beginnings of Star Wars. But you got Amanda Stenberg, who prides herself on being about 4 different levels of victim, can get away with this. She says that they wanted white people to be pissed off. She wanted us to cry. Okay, why should we fucking watch your show? And why should Disney give you a second season? All right, you little hag. And, you know, I feel very strongly that if you're a white person and you don't say something to these people when they say something this racist, you're the problem, okay? You don't go walking away, okay? You got to bring them out. So The Acolyte got slammed by Rolling Stone. I'm not going to go into the review. If you want to read the review, be my guest. But Rolling Stone is a very woke magazine, and they didn't like it. Okay, then you get Stenberg saying something this asinine and racist, and we're all just supposed to go, cool. No, that's not how the Force works. Shit rolls downhill, and when I look at Leslie Headland, this all comes from her. She's allowing the actors to be jackasses. She demanded that her writers not know anything about Star Wars. And apparently people who've watched it can tell they don't know anything about Star Wars. You know, to me, if you don't know anything about it, educate yourself. Watch all the shows. Watch all Star Wars 1 through 6. Watch Clone Wars, especially, too. watch every season of Rebels if you want, okay? But do not sit there and tell me that being ignorant of Star Wars is okay if you're going to write Star Wars. Hating the man who created it and basically is the reason why you're there doesn't make you qualified to be a showrunner for Star Wars. But Kennedy let it happen. Okay, so this Leslie Headland is Kennedy's fault. Amanda Stenberg and her racist mouth is Headland's fault. And her management's fault. Okay? You don't get away with that. All right, and she needs to be, you know, put on the hot seat and asked, why would you say something that awful? That's racist. Okay? Just because you're black doesn't mean you can say stuff like that. And don't sit there and tell me black people aren't racist for attacking white people. Of course they fucking are. Look what's going on with Caitlin Clark. The WNBA is in an uproar because its best player is a white girl. Fucking A, who cares? You know? But, you know, she's being fouled, she's being beaten on by these angry, nasty girls who are jealous of her. You know, it's unbelievable. Let's talk more.
This is like what we understand to be Star Wars, like the idea that like that only came from George Lucas, that only George Lucas holds the key for what we understand to be Star Wars is just untrue. And I think the prequels are an excellent example of that. I mean, the idea that like when you're hiring a director, that everyone is sitting in there waiting for George Lucas and not for the person who's going to know to hire Ralph McQuarrie, that's the problem. That's the misogyny and the problem with the auteur myth as it stands today, because they're not thinking this is the person that will hire the right people and this is the person that will be able to create the lookbooks and direct people to get them to that place. They're just thinking, do you have all the answers? And the truth is that nobody does, and anybody that says they do feels sometimes like, well, I like this thing and I don't like that thing, and if you don't like the acolyte, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Like the reality is that Star Wars in and of itself is not just a vast universe full of many different characters, many different eras, but it is always, always, always about the spiritual journey of what it is to become who you are. And that's why I am so overwhelmed and grateful to be here, and beyond overwhelmed and grateful to be allowed as a filmmaker to experience what it is like to actually tactilely make something in this world. That is beyond my wildest dreams, and I can't wait to show you guys more. I wish I could.
The Force, nobody understood the Force. Nobody, you know, what they do is, and then they started other ones when I sold the company, and they, you know, a lot of those ideas that were in there sort of got lost. But that's the way it is.
I think there was an assumption being made for quite a while that girls didn't care about Star Wars, or that girls weren't identifying with characters like Luke Skywalker or Han Solo. They were only identifying with...
No, stop! Not one more crooked word! Your tongue could open a wine bottle!
She's not an agent. It's not like she worships the devil.
Well, she doesn't have to. He worships her! Get out.
Be here all night!
Get out!
You know, when you think about it, it makes sense that Stenberg would say something like that, because people like her, or white people who use people like her, like Ryan Johnson here, have been doing this stuff since before The Last Jedi came out, okay? If you didn't like The Force Awakens or had questions about it, you were considered a racist, sexist bigot, all right? Okay, but that's the way that they've been talking about us and at us, and this little bitch right here is no different. Okay, now, I know the Pablo Hidalgos in the world are going to scream that, you know, I'm being racist because I'm calling this little bitch out. Look, she's a racist. She made a racist statement. I don't like the fact that she's going to get away with it. The little cunt needs to be put up against the wall and asked questions. Why would you say that about your customers? This is how fucking stupid these people are. Okay? This is how stupid they are. This is how shallow Leslie Headland is, thinking that it's okay to talk like that about the fans. You know, making a show intentionally anti-Star Wars, which is what she did. Attacking George Lucas, having the Force explained by a lesbian witch to be a thread that you yank on or you pull for power. I mean, the woman doesn't know what she's talking about. And then she has the gall. It starts with her. Like I said, the bitch had the gall to call George Lucas a misogynist. You know, and then liberals and leftists and pigs defend what she said. We live in a really evil time when people are lied to, manipulated, and hate success. You know, there are fans out there, even on the black pill side, who are probably currently outraged at the little bitch Stenberg. You know, who are pissed off that George made billions of dollars because it all starts, all right, pride, envy, all right. The first cardinal sin is pride. One of the second ones is envy. They're jealous. They're upset that he made billions of dollars. They attack him for it. And Leslie Headland is no different than the black pills on that respect. But she goes further, calling George a racist, calling him a misogynist, hiring a racist little bitch like Amanda Stenberg. And Stenberg didn't say what she said once. She said it twice. All right? Confirming it's not a joke. Confirming she's not kidding. She's serious. Okay? And the idea that the fans won't tell her to fuck off, hey, guess what? Fuck off, okay? Why should anybody watch this garbage now? I mean, I'm literally looking at this going, you know, I can't. You have a misandrist, bigot, showrunner who was a co-conspirator with Harvey Weinstein, an enabler, running this garbage fest, and you have a lead actress who's a racist little pig, okay? I'm sorry, all right? I'm not going to be a victim here, all right? I'm going to stand up and say, what the fuck are you talking about, all right? And then I'm going to squash her like a grape, okay? Because, look, these people have no business being in show business if they don't understand. You got to be mindful of the fans. Okay, you've got to be mindful of the fans. And if you say you don't have to, you're not going to be successful. Okay, you know, when episode 3 drops and the Anakin Skywalker shit happens with Amanda Stenberg, you're all going to be pissed off. Okay, you're going to be more pissed off. And then add the anti-white racist bigoted shitty things she said. There you go. Well done, Leslie Headland. Well done making anybody want to watch your shitty TV show. I mean, the fact that you've lost the Rolling Stone means it's already crumbling. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.